a nice
Dwan.
hammer.
You're excited for today's show, huh?
Oh, I am.
Oh,
I am juiced.
I can feel it.
I mean, Tom Dwan. Are you kidding me?
It's Tom Dwan. He's Brent Hanks, by the way. I'm Jeff Platt. Two names that are just slightly lower than Dwan's on the overall poker totem pole.
Give us
This
time.
is No Gamble, No Future. Thank you all so much for joining us on YouTube, on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, click like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, click like. If you want to get a hoodie, they can do that, right? The good people can do it. And
Yeah,
No
what's
Gamble,
the
No
address?
Future.
I always screw it up.
Shop.pokergo.com.
Shop.pokergo.com.
I'm like
Tom
72%
Dwan,
sure on that.
He
Tom
might
Dwan.
wear a hoodie.
Tom Dwan
Let's give him a
joining
hoodie.
us today.
Yeah.
Again, one more time. Tom Dwan joining us today. What are we going to do while we wait on Tom Dwan, though?
Well, if it only seems right, Jeff, that we should watch things about Tom Dwan
I think so, too.
while we wait. Screw it. They don't need to hear from us. Let's just watch a little Dwan.
That sounds good to me. Now, of course, later in the show, we will get to our cards. We will get to Betcoin. Betcoin, Brent, is just
Doesn't miss.
on fire.
Doesn't miss.
4 weeks in a row of stone cold locks.
We're really going to put Betcoin to
we're
the
gonna
test
ramp it
today.
up a little bit,
He's
huh?
going to have 3 bets, or she. Betcoin, I don't know how he identifies or she identifies
Yeah, I
itself.
don't know. Yeah, you can handle
I
those
don't know.
conversations
I
for the
don't
show
know.
in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Betcoin with 3 games selected coming up. You'll have our cards, so you'll know who to fade. And while we wait on Mr. Dwan's appearance, let us go ahead and start a watch party of sorts. So if you're
Shall we?
checking us out on YouTube and on Facebook, just chime in. And on Twitch, don't forget about Twitch. Just chime in the chat with your thoughts on these hands that we're about to watch. We're going to talk through them, and let's roll some classic high stakes poker footage.
You know,
What do
we
say?
stole this idea from Remco over on Run It Back.
Oh, is that
he does
what
a
he
watch
does?
party every week.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
Huh.
it's not like someone gave him that idea originally. I can't think of the guy. Oh, that's right. It's us, Jeff. He can
Wait.
credit us for the show. Well, me.
We gave Remco the idea.
Yeah.
I don't think I was involved in those discussions.
I tried to give
at
you
all.
credit.
Yeah, thank you. I
Trying to give
appreciate
you
that.
credit,
And
yeah.
it is a phenomenal show that you guys should check out on Poker Go's YouTube channel. But I think he has a separate YouTube channel by now. So Remco's a superstar. Running Back is awesome. Let's have fun with a little watch party action.
Sahami has raises to 4,000 with his ace-10 offsuit. Negreanu's in with 7s.
And Peter Eastgate's got his second big pair in a row, pair of jacks.
And he's going to raise to 20 grand.
Eastgate. What happened to him?
Peter Eastgate.
Where'd he go?
Now, what's Mr. Dwan going to do with a pair of 4s here?
Negreanu was
We know he's calling.
Yeah.
This is not the Big Papa. This is the skinny Jersey kid.
Look how young he looks.
And it looks like he's going to
He looks
raise.
the same today.
He's going to raise to $58,700.
It's just what the man did
Daniel's not going to play his 7s.
with the 4s.
Seriously, where is Peter Eastgate?
Yeah, I don't
he's
know.
he's
Because
really
it's Dwan,
He-
Peter's heavily
He looks
weighing his
terrified
options,
to
I
be in the
think.
arena with Dwan.
I would be
But he
too.
decides just to call.
Uncle Ron would never play this hand.
Right, it would have folded pre.
Now, it'd be interesting to see what happens if 3 small cards come off.
Well, 8 queen ace.
No small cards, but 2 overcards to Peter's jacks. Check there. That's kind of like waving a white flag, especially the way he checked.
What do you mean the way he checked?
Well, it wasn't a strength check.
Yeah, it was kind of weak.
I don't remember the checking commentary. Gabe's
No,
got
no,
like a
that's why
live
they're the
tell.
best.
on
And
how you
Tom
check.
Dwan,
Yeah.
who at his
Back
young
check, he
age
was
is a
weak.
master of reading people,
Is going to bet $62,200 here.
it's a really good bet. It's half the size of the pot. Kind of bet he would make if he had an ace-king.
I mean, you just got to throw jacks in the mud, Jeff. Terrible
Must do
board.
that.
Terrible.
About 215.
Save some face, get some camera time,
Peter Eastgate does not want to go away gently.
and say bye-bye.
If he would play back at Tom Dwan in this position, he would gain full professional status. This would be a great move, and he's thinking about it.
Yes.
Nice buffet.
He's still thinking
behind
about
this
it.
game.
Oh, wow.
Something just doesn't smell
That's
right to
right.
him.
I'm starving.
Yeah, that speaks to you, huh?
Right.
But he can't pull the trigger.
Too easy.
What the man does. Max aggression.
I mean, I probably would have raised, but now I'll be fair.
I checked them. As soon as you're being fair, I won't raise.
Patrick limped in also with
Ready
ace
for the
8. Howard limped in with the ace king of hearts.
Yep, nice play by
Dwan's got
Howard.
ace 6 of clubs.
10 deuce 5 on the flop.
And 9s are still the best hand.
Whenever you have a
However, the
chance to
guy
go
with the
flop
worst
five
hand,
ways with the ace
or the
of
second
hearts.
worst hand,
That's 3,400.
Durr is in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He bets 3,400 with nothing.
I mean, that's horrific, Jeff.
Right? Even back in the day.
Right.
Antonio calls.
How about this? Just fires off. Put the 8-eye into 4 other
There's an
players.
ace on the
He's got a
turn.
backdoor flush draw and straight draw.
Yeah.
Now he has
3 diamonds
Why did Hashem
Another
fold the flush
overcard.
draw?
to Antonio's 9s.
Oh, I thought he had
What?
the 8-3 off. Did
He
he
had
have
8-3
8-3
of diamonds. What is
Look how
happening?
apprehensive people
Yeah.
are when they're in a hand with Durr. Look at that look on his face.
No wonder Durr won all the money.
This guy's going to play 4 tables at once online. I don't believe it. He'd time out of every one, wouldn't he?
Daniel getting on Durr again for taking too much time.
Negranu not
I was
thrilled
telling him about the
with how long
50,000
Dwan's
hand
taking.
challenge.
And Durr bets 9,700.
Only thing Antonio can beat is a stone cold bluff.
For that.
Yeah. Who?
I think so.
Who's taking it?
I mean, I don't want to mention in case they end up not doing it.
Patrick might
You know
take
what I
it.
mean?
Patrick, are you? He's here. You know the deal.
Someone else will
It
do it.
hasn't changed.
You know what the best part
Durr
is? We can
officially
just do
offers
this.
you
We
$1.5
can
million
watch.
to-
So Durr just sat down and
For at
stole
least 20 minutes,
$10,000 from
Jeff, until
Antonio
the
in this
show.
pot.
Yeah. that's
Well, for this
perfect.
hand,
That's fine.
Viffers
This
put
is
the
fantastic.
straddle
We are
on.
waiting on Tom Dwan. Should be joining us any minute.
Just think if you would have
Who
super
is
straddled.
That is Meltzer.
And Dwan is sick of sitting still.
Meltzer in your
Dwan
mouth,
says,
not
enough
in
of
your
this.
hand.
I'm playing. 7-3 of diamonds, 6,000.
Damn.
Can see the
Ellie?
angels.
Alan Meltzer calls.
Oh, baby.
Ellie's in with his ace 10.
Oh my gosh, Dario Mineri.
Wow.
Wow. The hell
That
happened
guy
to
was
him?
wilder than Durr.
Viffer's still out
That's
there on
about right.
Twitter. He's
Is he?
yeah, he
still
peeks
play?
up every now and then. Yeah,
These 3
I don't think he's playing.
on our last hand of the evening.
8-4 ace.
Interesting flop.
Couple diamonds.
Dwan's got the flush draw.
Flush draws like the nuts.
Meltzer and
to Tom
Ellie
Dwan.
have got aces.
Well, I mean, at least here we've got a draw.
Yeah.
Actually, has equity.
Maybe it's too good of a hand.
Bond bets 14,600.
Is he alive, Meltzer? What's going on here?
14-1. 14-6.
Alan might have been considering a raise, but I think he's made up his mind to call here.
Yep.
Now you got Dwan,
No, you
who
can't
raised
throw
before
that
the
now.
flop. An ace comes on the
Got
flop.
spades.
Dwan bets. Alan calls.
Okay.
What does Ellie do? Ace 10.
Raised to 45,000.
Raised
Oh.
to 45,000.
Don't hate it.
Oh.
You got raised.
You are correct, sir.
You got
And as Viffer says, he got raised. And what does he do? If he goes all in and Ellie has a higher flush draw,
About 250. Roughly.
Durr's in bad shape.
Less.
Is this one of the old school? Let's see where I'm at. Raises.
Yeah,
You're just gonna
probably
call.
against Dwan, or it's more just value because it is Tom
Yeah,
Dwan,
right,
and
right.
if you got me, you got me. Maybe just try and get it.
Alan's
heads up.
gone.
Could get a better ace to
Mr.
fold, I
Durr
guess,
needs a
if Meltzer
diamond.
had
Here we
like
go.
ace
Welcome to
jack,
Mr.
ace
Durr
queen.
needs a diamond.
You were like the pickle in the middle, Alan.
Jack of hearts.
Mr. Durr does not get his diamond. Ellie looks a little confused here.
Yeah.
He's not sure.
Gabe with the reads again.
Durr had another opportunity to
live
draw
rates.
out on the river, but he didn't get there.
Okay, so here we go. 7
Yeah.
high. He's clearly going to blast
He's very
off.
likely to bet here because he is Durr and because he's got 7 high. And because he knows that Ellie's hand probably isn't that strong.
Is this really going to work?
$57,300.
A small bet, Jeff.
Wow.
I think that bet is in case Ellie's got a flush draw also and doesn't have an ace.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bluff. Like,
Yeah,
You have 7
it's a-
high.
right.
You might want to.
But Ellie does have an ace,
Ellie plays it kind
and
of
it looks like he's calling. There he goes.
All right. Pay him off.
I have 7 high. Nice, Sam.
Second nut flush from Phil Hellmuth.
No, so you played 2 flushes today?
He just called.
Yeah, but
There's
how many
Dario again.
got kind of screwed over, huh?
Yeah, flush, and then ace jack.
Well, you've all seen it. We never thought we'd live to see the day, but these players are showing sympathy for Phil Hellmuth.
Race.
Thanks a lot.
18,300. Ace queen of clubs.
Cost me $4 grand.
Another 4 dimes in there.
Sorry, a lot of chat on Twitch that I've missed from James, from Endure, from It's.
What is it, bet?
from
Bad
Huge,
spot for
from
Daniel.
Dennis. Thank you all for joining us. Very much appreciated.
He's out.
Producer
Gus
John,
doesn't
if you
even
can hear
think
me,
about
Tom
the ace
Dwan
10 of
is
hearts.
trying to click the link
Oh, that's
to
good.
join the show.
However, we have
Tom
a man
Dwan?
very seriously
Tom Dwan.
contemplating the
With us?
Jack 7 of spades here. You never know what's going to happen in Durland. Here's your 18-3
He's
right
trying
here.
to click the link, so he hasn't.
King Jack for Antonio.
You think
Thank
he's
you.
actually clicked it?
No, thank you. Gus would have flopped 3 10s. Dwan checks. Continuation, Dario? No, grazie. That 9 gives Tom Dwan a double belly buster, make a straight with an 8 or a queen.
Like some honey and milk and honey.
And of course, that's good for 31-8. Dario must be thinking, should I come over the top here? Try to represent King's full?
Could it be dollars?
Dwan says, try it, son.
Third day.
It would have worked, but Dario can't pull the trigger.
Well, perfect timing is this.
I would
hand
estimate
wraps
that
up.
maybe
Yeah, let's
1
bring
out of
him in.
As
100
we see in
people
old
would have won
school
that hand in
Tom
that
Dwan bluff.
situation against that opponent with Jack 7 of spades.
There's
Oh,
many
yeah, let's
weaknesses in my
let's
game
stop
that
the hand
people
here.
can
Let's bring in
exploit.
Tom
Yeah,
Dwan.
we're
We
gonna
got to
be
be
doing
joining
it with
us.
somebody later.
We'll get back to the Dwan watch party in a little while. This whole show is going to be dedicated to this man right
there
here.
he is. There
Tom
he is.
Dwan.
A man that needs no introduction. I think we should give him one anyway, though.
I think we
right?
should,
I mean,
yeah.
he, almost $5 million in tournament earnings.
No big deal, but we lost our monitor
That's
here
okay.
in
We
the
know
room here,
we know
John.
that Tom is there. Cash games, I think he's done. I think he's done just fine, and I'm sure he'll give us specifics when we ask him about it later. He's one of the biggest names in the game. Tom Dwan, welcome in to No Gamble, No Future. How are you today? Can you hear him?
Well, this is awkward.
Okay. We're getting it set. Tom's frozen. We'll get picture back. It might just be an audio-only interview.
I don't even know if we're live anymore, are we, Jeff?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we're on
great.
with
Well,
we're on with the
we
good
do have
people.
Tom. We saw him.
Work in
Okay, then.
progress.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead. Round 1.
So Betcoin, yeah, is
Yeah.
okay. So we're working on getting Tom Dwan back, and we will watch that Ivy hand because I know when the Ivy hand shows up, everybody is like, okay, we must see that play out. Even if you've watched that 1,000 times, you're always curious to see it play out.
I've never watched it with Tom.
Right. And that is something that we will do when he is able to reconnect with us. And it was a lovely backdrop that he had.
Beautiful.
It's just beautiful.
Nice skyline.
Yeah.
Do we have Tom, John? Producer John?
Yeah, he's frozen in time. You can follow him on Twitter at Tom Dwan. Yeah. How cool is that to text back and forth with Tom Dwan? Fred in YouTube chat, great interview though. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate that.
Yeah, short and sweet, Fred.
We should win an Emmy for that one, Fred. Okay, you tell Tom.
Disconnect and reconnect.
And then reconnect.
Okay, there we go.
Ray says Tom was just displaying his tanking mode before he blessed. That is, he was very still.
I don't think he was notorious for tanking. Even though Daniel said that,
Daniel like kind of needed.
I don't think Dwan was a tanker. I think that was a lot of it was sort of the intimidation. Like Ivy took his time.
Look though was very still. So maybe he wasn't frozen. Maybe he was just staring us down.
I also think it was Daniel's way of trying to maybe get under his skin a little bit.
Yeah, create a little bit of the mind games with the new kid. Van in the YouTube chat says, please link Tom's cell phone number. So if you could just drop that in the YouTube chat.
All right, here. Let me go ahead and put that in. 184.
Laviolette, the Ivy versus Dwan hand is my absolute favorite.
Sounds like we got him back.
Okay, there we go.
Bring
Tom
him in. There we
go.
go.
now it's
Tom, there we go. Welcome into No Gamble, No Future. How you doing?
I'm all right. That's not a bad name for a poker show. Apparently,
is that how he drew you into this one? Because Brent told you the title of the show, and you're like, okay, sounds good enough.
I don't know. Did you tell me the name?
Yeah, you complimented the name. You're like, that's a great name for a show. I said, well
maybe
thank
that's
you,
why.
Tom.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Tom, allow us to be cliche with our first question right off the bat, but what is Tom Dwan up to nowadays?
I mean, I woke up early this morning, and I'm still feel like I'm trying to wake up. So I don't know. That's what I got for today.
Okay. What about generally, like last couple months, last year or so?
Yeah, there hasn't been that much poker. You know, it was a little bit of a different year than most people are used to, and that affected the poker world also. And I was in Hong Kong for 7 months of it. Mm-hmm. And I came back actually right before high stakes poker. And I've been back in the U.S. since. I was in Hawaii for like a month and a half or something, camped out, surfed some big waves. That was cool.
You did a little surfing?
Yeah, so basically I can't surf. I'm terrible. I can't make the drop. I don't know how to. What was that? Jesus. Careful. What was that? Some sheep bug. So I can't really make the drop. I'm a terrible surfer. I can't really paddle. But when I was in Hong Kong for 7 months, I was wake surfing every day. So you're like behind a boat, wake surfing.
Nice.
So I tried. Yeah. And so I tried toe surfing, and I was with Rick Solomon, and he was guessing that there was no chance I was going to be able to do it because I guess it's usually pretty hard. But it happens to be really similar to wake surfing, so I was able to like pull it off decent.
Now you said this is toe surfing?
Yeah, toe surfing. Yeah.
Like your toe on your foot, or like you're being towed? I assume it's you're being
You're
towed.
being towed by a jet ski.
Yeah.
So one of Rick's buddies is this guy Garrett McNamara. He had ridden the biggest wave in the world. He was back at the August.
Yeah.
And so he basically I'm really bad surfer. So if someone decent was driving me, I could get really hurt because they could put me at the wrong part of the wave. He would always put me on like the exact perfect part of the wave because he's like the best at this. And so yeah, I would get on the perfect part of the wave, and then it was similar enough to wake surfing, except it's like a 10, 15, sometimes bigger foot wave. And so you're just scared and trying not to fall. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm petrified just thinking about toe surfing now, especially with Rick.
With Rick,
go ahead, sorry.
If you're hanging out with Rick Solomon and you guys are not playing cards, is there still plenty of gambling going on? Is he figuring out some kind of prop bets as far as the surfing is concerned, for example?
No comment. You got to ask Rick that. I don't want to share Rick's business.
Yeah, we of course will avoid any gambling talk on No Gamble, No Future.
But it was cool because Hawaii, this was in like December, I think, and Hawaii was pretty chill. There wasn't much COVID. the things were reasonably open. So it was the only part of the U.S. that was reasonably like normal, and you could just go surf every day. It was cool.
That's beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, poker. You are Tom Dwan, after all. Poker King and WPT just announced a 25K heads-up championship. I don't have a lot of the details. I just saw the dates in a really cool video that was put out. Can you tell us a little bit more about this event and what's going on?
I can tell you what they do, which may not be accurate. I didn't even see the video.
You might know. Yeah, you might know less than I do.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm probably supposed to remember more. I mean, I'm sponsored by them, but yeah, my memory gets in the way. But yeah, so it's 32 people. I'm pretty sure. I think they were thinking about more, but it's going to be 32. And I'm pretty sure it's a best out of 3 format.
Ooh.
And I think they were still working out some of the exact details because I had filmed something with them a few days ago.
I saw something with you and the phenom there, Landon Tice, the new young kid. He was a part of a promo.
Oh yeah, I didn't film.
Must have been
I guess
different
we
filming
filmed separate at the same. Yeah, they probably put it together. Or
Landon hasn't made Tom Dwan levels yet. You got to keep them in separate rooms.
Do these kinds of heads-up challenges motivate you? And we'll get to a big heads-up challenge that we've seen in a little bit. But do you feel passionate about playing a 25K bracket-style tournament like this?
No. I mean, okay. Like NBC Heads Up used to be awesome. And so I think they're thinking about this similar to that. I think it's a cool idea. I mean, I'm guessing you don't really have the NBC name behind it and stuff, right. So I don't think they'll be able to pull, and it's online. But I think it's still neat to try out. And I just did this long interview. I don't think it's out yet, but Joey Ingram. And we were talking about that basically we both really like when people are trying to push like limits or push boundaries in poker. By people, I mean organizations, whether that be like Kerry Katz is doing the super high rollerball stuff. Obviously, Poker Go is doing a bunch of different stuff. And I think, Poker King's trying to do that a bunch of different places. GG tries to do that some. And I think that's really cool. You don't want stuff to get stale. And there was a little 7 or 8 year period there where poker felt pretty stale. It was just kind of the same thing over and over. So that wasn't that cool.
You mentioned Kerry Katz and obviously everything we got going on over here at Poker Go. Our show is brought to you by Poker Go as well. High Stakes Duel. I know you're familiar with it. Right now you've got Phil Hellmuth, who's undefeated in this format. He's won 3 straight against Antonio, 2 straight against Daniel. Word on the street, Tom, is that you have been waiting and waiting to get in the ring to battle Hellmuth, but he just isn't losing. Can we announce, is it safe to say that once we do have a loser potentially in High Stakes Duel, you're going to get in here and you're going to play?
So we were sitting there, I think it was High Stakes Poker, and they brought up, hey, why don't you and Hellmuth play next? And I was like, oh, I'm game. Phil said, yeah, I'm game. Mm-hmm. And then I thought I was playing next. And then all of a sudden, Negrani just swoops in, steals my spot, but Hellmuth taxed him for it. So
he certainly did. I mean, what is it about Phil Hellmuth and his play, winning 5 in a row? I know a lot of folks are saying, well, it's a heads-up sort of turbo format, but it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, you beat Antonio 3, Daniel twice, and the guy just nobody can take him down. What is it about this white magic in Phil Hellmuth that makes him difficult to play against?
I don't think it's that crazy. It's just 5-0. That's not.
Brent likes to hype it up. You know this, though, Tom.
It's 5-0.
I'm not your guy for the hype, man. Sorry.
We do have High Stakes Duel 2 Round 3 coming up June 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And Tom, the potential is there. I know Brent kind of asked this in some form, but the potential is there, especially if Negreanu wins Round 3, that we'll see matches for 400K a man, for 800K a man, perhaps 1.6 million, 3.2 million a man. Could you see yourself jumping in at those higher levels? Maybe it won't be against Phil. Maybe it'll be against a guy like Negreanu.
Yeah, but I think the way the format's set up, it's not that likely it gets past 800 or something, right? Which is still pretty big.
Yeah, the way you
know,
have to win 2 in a row after round. Yeah, once you get to round 4 and beyond, you have to win 2 matches in a row. and then it's over to determine the champion. So I think you're probably right. Realistically, we'll get to that $800K per man round, playing for $1.6 million. But there's a chance. We're going to run multiple duels throughout the course of a year. There's a chance that one of these we just get very lucky and it escalates all the way up into seven-figure territory on both sides.
Tom, does poker excite you?
Give me 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second. Sorry.
I like the view anyway. Let's take a look at the view.
Just leave the camera on.
Yeah.
All right, let's
What
analyze
is that?
the view.
What are we looking at here?
Yeah, let's go full screen on the view.
Can we bring
great
that
move
up
by
full
producer
screen?
John.
Let's see if we can. You know where I think that is?
Where? Well, I mean, don't be too specific. You know, we don't want the people to just flock to Tom Dwan's place.
Right. I do think this is located on a golf course, a build that is out in the Henderson area. I recognize those ridges, Jeff.
Yeah, lovely balcony.
I think, yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's all good.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You got cicadas flying around in there. They're invading the country.
Is that what that was? That thing behind me? It sounded
might
like
have
it was
been.
going to try to eat my head.
Yeah, genuinely might have been. They're everywhere. I mean, people are calling 911 over these bugs. Have you seen that?
Really?
No.
I'm not even joking. It's a real. They're calling 911. Yeah, they're over on the East Coast. They have no idea what to do with these things. Anyway, Jeff, what were you talking about?
Well, I was just, back to poker. Tom, does poker excite you like it once did? I know you mentioned it got stale for a pretty long stretch, but some new companies are coming in. They're being fairly innovative. So where would you kind of rate your excitement level for the game right now?
Yeah, it's going up, and that's cool.
Okay.
Because for a while Are you guys there?
Yes, we are here. Can you hear us?
Hope it cut out.
There you are.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you're a little frozen. Oh, no, you're back.
And now it's feeling better, and that's cool. I hope it keeps going. And I think there's a lot of problems coming for poker, like AI. A lot of the neural companies don't innovate. Those are addressable things if companies innovate, and I hope they do. So.
Sorry, you cut out a bit when you mentioned that there were lots of problems coming for poker. Can you kind of expound on that?
Yeah, I was saying I think there's a lot of problems coming for poker, like bots, AI, a lot of the neural network stuff, solvers. Companies don't innovate, but if the companies innovate, I think there's a bunch of options. You don't need to address things perfectly.
We do apologize, folks, if you're listening at home, tuning in. We do have some audio complications.
Should we do a disconnect and reconnect?
These things happen.
You're a real technology guy, Brent. What would you say?
I have no idea. John, you want us to try and reconnect with Tom?
It couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt, right? You just click disconnect.
Tom, if you're with us, just go ahead and do the disconnect, reconnect on your end. We'll bring you right back up. We only have a couple questions left,
just take
and then we'll wrap it.
We'll just take another 4.5 hours of your time if you don't mind. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what you scheduled Tom for?
4 hours.
Yeah,
4
4 hours. Okay.
The Joey Ingram one was, he mentioned that. That was a little spoiler. So Joey tweeted the other day, if you had an interview with Tom Dwan, what sorts of questions would you ask him? Well, clearly, he had an interview with Tom Dwan.
Right.
Tom just mentioned that on our show, so I'll be looking forward to that one dropping.
And what I said is you guys should chat about the, of course, world-famous hand that he played on high-stakes poker against Phil Ivey. And when Tom does come back, if he's able to reconnect, then we'll run through that hand with him. Perhaps we'll do that to close out the interview. We'll get his thoughts on playing in the relaunch of high stakes poker, and then we'll all watch that hand together and get his thoughts kind of in the moment. How's that sound to you? Cool. And once again, we mentioned it briefly, but high stakes duel 2, round 3, Daniel Negreanu versus Phil Hellmuth, June 23rd, less than a month away, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Catch it exclusively on Poker Go, or as Phil Hellmuth would say, exclusively on the Poker Go app. Right? Isn't that what he usually says?
App.
Right.
Yeah,
just
every
on
time.
the app.
In caps.
Yeah, just on the app. Hashtag positivity.
I'm predicting it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel's winning the next round.
Okay.
I don't think Hellmuth is going to rebuy. I know that he's on record of saying, oh, yeah, he will, which, by the way, he has told people he's planning on playing. I don't think so. I think he's going to be too upset in the moment. He's going to walk away. Tom Dwan is going to be entering high-stakes duel.
And then we would have
my prediction, Jeff.
Dwan versus Negreanu, $400K a person.
Yeah.
With one more, I think, guarantee at one more match. If Negreanu were to win round 3,
he would have to
go
win
3, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
to lead.
he would have to win 2 in a row. So he'd
that
have
would
to beat
assure
Dwan
us
twice, assuming Dwan would rematch. Yeah.
Right.
We're going to go lengthy rounds. No,
if
it's
Negreanu wins round 3, we are at least assured of an $800K a person
Right.
match with $1.6 million on the line. You like that math? That was pretty
very
good.
good.
That was pretty good. Okay, Tom is
you guys-
connected again. Tom, can you hear us all right?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Okay, as we wrap up with you, we want to show you one high-stakes poker hand and kind of...
Wait. Wanted to tell you guys a funny story.
Please.
Yeah.
So I was in San Francisco and I got drunk with Phil Hellmuth,
Nice.
and I think that was when I found out I wasn't getting to play Phil Hellmuth.
Okay.
Oh, a night out with
Were you
Helmuth
guys sitting around
revealed
a
it.
fire or something? Did
Oh.
I hear about this? Was there a fire involved, or I'm probably dreaming?
Helmuth said something about
He has a
cigars
fire
with Tom
pit.
at the fire. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it
cigars
was.
Around a fire pit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he broke the news to you that you weren't playing him in High Stakes Duel?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, did you know?" I was like, "I didn't." All right.
Wow.
You know?
Did you let Maury know that you were disappointed?
I don't know.
I'll tell him.
Maybe.
As soon as we're done,
you
I'm going
can
to
tell
tell him
him.
you're very, very upset and that you owe him one. Or he owes you
I
one.
don't know
Yeah.
if I go that far.
Yeah.
You trying to pass
about,
blame
like-
to Maury on
I'm
this one?
passing blame to Maury.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it was
thi-
you? It was your
No,
fault?
it wasn't me. I would never
It
do
wasn't
that.
his call.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
It was
no.
his fault?
No, you know what I think happened though? I mean, if
Yeah,
you think
go
back
ahead.
to that, no, it was definitely not my call. But
Not your
come on,
call,
I
but
mean,
your fault for not messaging him ahead of time. when
No,
you
it
would-
certainly
yeah.
was not.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what happened? Daniel was just coming off the heat of the moment against Doug Polk, where
Right.
he just got his clock cleaned out, right? And he was all over for all sorts of stuff, for going on these rampages and rants while you and I were on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like the time was right. Where all right,
Yeah.
Daniel right now is on fire. Put him in there, get him in the ring, and sure enough, here we are. So and these things take time. They play a match. A month goes by, they play another match. Month goes by.
Suitable explanation, Tom?
Does that work for you? I mean, it seems reasonable.
I don't know. Next time I'm there, I'm asking for a real difficult dinner order. I'm gonna expect you guys to work it out. Like, I want sushi from here,
You
some
got it.
steak from
Booked.
there. Remember that time you canceled on me?
Booked. Done.
And you guys are also reserving Tom for the higher stakes rounds. of
Yeah,
the
you got to
duel.
wait until we get into the
No, I
seven
want to play the
figure
next
territory.
person.
No,
No,
you're
I'm
in. You're in.
next.
You're
I'm
up
in
next. No matter what, you are up next. Tom Dwan is playing
Yeah,
High
no
Stakes
worries.
Duel next. Yeah.
Do you need to clear that with Maury or anybody, or you
Done.
just make the
It's
call?
done.
Okay.
See, now there's a video out there, so now it's like it's there. It's permanent. It's on record. It's just done.
Tom, what about High Stakes Poker? What was it like for you being back in studio for the relaunch of that iconic show?
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool. It went smoother than I had guessed it was gonna during COVID. I mean, it was we filmed in mid-October, late October.
Yeah.
We had been talking about it for months, and yeah, it worked out. It was actually like I had just gotten back to the U.S., and so every day we had to get tested, and there were these throat swab tests, which were like they were uncomfortable. But so we did those every day for 5 days or 6 days or whatever, and then there was some reason I had to get a test like a week later, and I went in for the test, and they said, "Have you had one of these before?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have one every day." And then they went and they took something and stuck it up my nose, and I felt like they were touching my brain. And I was like, "What the hell is this?" The other one just pushed the back of my throat, and they said it's the best one. What are you guys doing? But
Uncomfortable to
Oh,
say
man,
the
the
least. That
testing's
one way
brutal.
up the nose.
That's the process, by the way, for all these games. As Tom was
Yeah.
telling you, every player got tested
No.
every single day.
no, the back of the
What'd you say?
throat one. I was talking to the nurses. That one apparently is more accurate, and it's not that bad. You're just like, it's not comfortable.
Oh,
it's not
yeah,
that bad.
yeah,
The
yeah.
nose one, they go so deep up there. That's not.
People would
No
walk
good.
out of those with bloody noses. Have you? I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know if you
yeah,
got tested
yeah,
outside of
yeah,
the studio because
yeah.
the throat one's easy. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
the throat one's
almost.
not that bad.
I think I'd rather have the nose one touching the brain, even though as weird as that is versus
What?
the throat.
You would choose the nose
The
one?
throat is just like you just gag. It's just
It
it's
doesn't
not
gag
ugh,
you. It's like a
ugh.
little thing. It's
You,
like,
you,
it's
gag,
like a-
you gag for like a few seconds. The nose one is like
Right.
your nose. You're just like coughing or blowing your
Kinda like
nose
it.
for like
It feels,
5 minutes.
feels nice up. Kind
How
of
do you
by your
like
forehead.
that? What is wrong with you?
Just feels
Like
nice and refreshing.
They're literally touching your brain.
Just cleaning things out. I
Anyway,
feel like it's nice.
God, how did we get here?
High
High
Stakes
Stakes
Poker,
Poker is
obviously.
coming back, by the way. Rumor has it we're going to be doing some filming over the next upcoming couple of months, pending players coming in and out of town.
Okay.
So, Tom, I'm sure I'll see you again in Las Vegas at the studio when we do film another season for High Stakes Poker. Did you want to go over a hand from High Stakes
and finally,
Poker with
Tom,
Can we do this?
Because I know nobody ever talks to you about this hand that you played against Phil Ivey in the old school High Stakes Poker.
Yeah.
But we figured we would watch that hand back with you and you could kind of give us your thoughts, you know, in the moment as you're watching this one back.
You got me for like 5 or 6 minutes, then I got to run.
I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect.
all we got.
About a 5-minute hand, maybe less. So, producer John, let's roll it. And if we have to cut off, Brent and I will take the end. No problem. Okay, maybe we won't play.
Maybe it won't even play. Maybe it won't even play, and
Brent,
we're just going to cut it.
Well, I can tell you, I re-raised, and I was thinking, I hope they both fold. And I don't remember what happened. I know Ivy called, obviously, but I don't remember if Negreanu
so
did.
Ivy remembers this hand very, very, very specifically when we talked.
How do you knew that from an interview?
Yeah, I interviewed Phil Ivey and Tom Dwan for High Stakes Poker. I mean, I don't mean to brag or anything. Yeah. Ivy remembers step by step. Now, obviously, it's more painful for him. Would you say you remember the bigger losses more than the bigger wins in your career?
I mean, this hand wasn't that. There's not that much to remember on my side, right? Like, it's more. Ivy has more decisions. Mine's just like, am I gonna spaz bluff again? Okay. Am I gonna spaz bluff again? Okay. Am I gonna spaz bluff last time? Yeah, why not? Whereas Ivy, you know, he has a decision every street.
There's many weaknesses in my game that people can exploit. You can ask her about them. He'll give you the list. It's very good. You might have to pay him something.
I don't see how he was going to call.
What's it? 30 what?
I don't see how. I think we got the video rolling now. Is that right, producer John in the back?
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, here we go.
And Tom, you just bounce whenever you need to.
Respect.
Yeah, so I think like.
There was the last one. We're going to find out about the respect card right now. This is the moment.
Comes 40,000.
If I'm there, you don't know what to expect at any time in your life.
And Phil Lack,
it's total wild card madness game with their.
There is about 18,000 out there already. Both Phil and Antonio are goading Dwan into raising here, hoping that he doesn't.
I don't think Phil
But he
Lack
does.
has played since
Enter the wild card madness card. That's 25. I don't even have one of those. He goes right to the exploiting me, and he knows that I have to give up 5 chips.
That's it. We need the Unabomber back.
Yeah, we need him back.
Maybe for high stakes.
Cool 25,000 raise with 8-9 of spades.
Oh. See, Phil Lack, I think actually like plays quite good.
He's the best.
When there were a bunch of people playing a little bit fishy, he wouldn't know like what to, you know. Basically, like, look, I mean, Negreanu's calling.
Ellie's big winner. He might take a shot.
Probably not optimal. Not that it's that bad by Negreanu, but basically, those kind of things. Phil Lack wouldn't realize how to necessarily fight back. Right? You could like squeeze him a little.
Worst lay down I ever make in my life.
At least the worst lay down of his career, right there.
Why did he fold there? What did I miss? Oh,
no,
never
I think
mind.
that's why.
I see your 3. I missed the 3 bet. I'm behind on my feed. Yeah.
And it's different in Phil's spot. Phil's on the button. Eli's one off. You know, I might call Eli's hand sometimes too, but I think folding is fine.
Then we go heads up
There we go.
to the flop, and we start the magic.
I think this is really the hand that cemented the legacy of Tom Dwan. I mean, it has to be. It just has to be. Against Ivy, 2 of the greatest stare downs in the history of the game. And it was just at the peak of poker, and you got this kid.
What I bet, like 45, I think, or something? Yeah, 45, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable bet size, you know, just trying to say, come on, Phil, don't do something stupid. Just fold your 10-9. Oh, shit.
I mean, I love Ivy's line, too. Just call.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes raise it, sometimes call, right?
Yeah.
There's
How deep were you guys?
Especially
I can't tell. Do you know? Do you remember
We're
stacks?
super deep.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I mean, I think we're at least 500, probably more. You can see the chips, you can find 500 there, so that's why it's a problem for him to raise. Like, if you have, you know, 300, 400, whatever, to just rip it in, obviously isn't that, like, raise and be ready to get it in isn't that big a deal. But if we have, like, we might have had 800 or something, like, it's a little unpleasant to just get it in and have me flip over queens or kings or whatever.
3 ball.
Well, obviously, the downside of calling is that sometimes some weird shit happens.
Yeah, weird shit's about to go down.
Yeah, so like on the turn here, I mean, I'm not really supposed to follow through.
Okay.
Like, I'm just really not supposed to follow through. But I don't remember why. I just, for some reason, was like, you know, maybe I should follow through. And
Is this?
I followed through.
I mean, is this honestly you knowing you're on television and that you're there to perform? Is that a reason why you would pull the trigger in this spot? Does that affect you?
No, I mean, does it affect me? Sure, but like it might move the needle very small, and in certain spots, sure, I might be doing something a little goofier, a little crazier. This is 125K, man, on the turn. Like,
Yeah.
This is
you know,
nuts.
if it's moving the needle a few $1,000s, like that doesn't really change that. I think I must have thought I had picked something up, which obviously was wrong. He has that flesh drop, but I must have thought I had a little something. I was just way off, and I think I did actually. I think I thought I had a little something on
Right
this
there,
hand,
yeah,
which is obviously wrong. It's obviously way off. Like he's got a monster. I just happened to get lucky that I was wrong and still somehow won the hand.
So is it like at this moment right now? You obviously you're never improving your hand. Do you know you're ripping it on the river, on a variety of rivers?
If you zoom out, like if I get to the river with 9 high, I probably should fire, right? Like on this board, the turn bet is pretty like terrible if you zoom out without a damn good reason. But if you somehow get to the river with 9 high, you should probably go for it a lot, like. Because he can have so many draws and stuff, right? So it's different if I got to the river with ace high or something. Like maybe he checks behind a draw. I could be trapping, But 9 high, it's kind of brutal. Like, how do you not rip that
you're
last
just
one
in
in
there? Yeah.
And here it comes.
So sick.
Oof. And then Ivy makes you sweat this one out for a little bit.
I still don't believe he was thinking of calling.
Really?
No, come on, man. Because the thing is, I can be bluffing with like 9s or something.
Sure.
Or like, I don't know. I don't think he's thinking of calling, man.
Can't expect Phil Lock to be quiet forever.
I mean, you have right there where he gets uncomfortable, kind of pulls it off. He's already asked for a count. It's like, okay, this guy's not going to call me. There's no way he can call me.
I don't know if I was thinking that. I just remember I was staring at the thing and my eyes started tearing up because the lights were like a little bright. And I've noticed this as I get older. Actually, on TV, it's happening a little more. Maybe because my eyes are like light blue or whatever.
You can see
but this
that
was
Phil
one of the
Ivey
first
is
times I
not
noticed
showboating.
it. And I notice it when I have 9 high. I
contemplating
barreled the
a call
turn
here
for
with
no
a pair of
reason.
sixes.
And I bet 270K and my eyes start tearing up. I'm like, I don't think this makes him fold more. Shit. Why is this happening?
Other than like,
What do you see? How long? What do you see?
other than the eyes tearing up, when you're in a moment like this and running a huge bluff, do you have anything else going on in your body? I know a lot of guys will get the neck thing pulsating.
Yeah, I think I do.
They'll feel like their stomach sort of queasy. Do you have anything going on inside of you?
I mean, you try to control for that stuff. Like, you try to do all you can to have your body in the same state, whether you have it or don't. And I would guess in this case that would be true, that my eyes would have been tearing up if I had it or didn't. But if I had it, as that was happening, I'd probably be like, this is funny. Haha, this is weird. Instead, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there's 400K out there. Why is this shit happening? This is weird. I don't like it, And I'm thinking, like, I don't think it makes him more likely to fold. I think you might call more often. Oh, shit. Why won't it stop?
Oh, he's just sick about it, too. Look at him.
He's talking and
he
everything.
watched you. I don't know if you saw that, but you did rub your eye, and then it like, upset him.
Jolted him in a way.
Yeah, like, oh, my God. I'm just, like, what am I doing? Oh,
this is the most uncomfortable we've ever seen Phil Ivey.
Ivy doesn't get
all right, on that note, guys, I need to go.
You get out of here. Thank you so much, Tom. Really appreciate it,
Thank you
man.
for the time, Tom. We appreciate it. We'll see you for High Stakes Duel in the future.
Talk
all right?
soon.
And there he goes.
There we go. We lost
Just like
Tom.
that.
Did we lose the video?
Ivy ended up folding.
Yeah, he folds.
Yeah,
he folds.
he folded. Just in case you needed to know.
Yeah.
Ivy did fold. An epic bluff, to say the least. Epic conversation. We could talk to Tom Dwan all day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll have to get him back,
Oh, okay.
Maybe next time we'll get him
Next
back and
week
have
for a couple hours?
Well, I don't know if he'll give us much more time than what we just had him now, but I'm thinking we get Dwan back when he comes back for High Stakes Duel.
Okay.
We'll get him on with whoever he's playing.
Yep.
And then again for High Stakes Poker when we're going to film and then look to air those episodes, we'll bring him back. Perhaps we could even get him in here in the studio with us.
Sounds great.
And have him in person.
And
but appreciate that, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that was great. And we do look at this very show, No Gamble, No Future, is kind of the preview show, the recap show for High Stakes Duel. So you're going to be seeing the competitors in that show join this show. But Tom Dwan, Phil Hellmuth, Daniel Negreanu, not the stars of the show. Brent Hanks, not the star of the show. The star of the show is Betcoin.
Betcoin. Undefeated.
I am Betcoin.
Yes, you are. And Brent, Betcoin has won not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 weeks in a row. That 4-week winning streak capped off by taking the Warriors in the play-in tournament against the Los Angeles Lakers. Warriors plus 4.5, and Betcoin got the job done. But you have lined up a pretty significant test.
Well, this is
for
the
Betcoin.
test. Yeah, this is the test. We're going to do 3 picks with Betcoin. We're going to flip them for all. Jeff, we happen to share one of these on our betting cards.
That's true. We'll get to those cards in a little bit.
So we're going to have to sweat that out. But we have 3 picks for Betcoin. I need to pull up my damn notes here.
I've got the first one for you.
You have them?
You do the flipping, I'll do the talking.
So heads is going to be the away team.
And in this case, that will be the Dallas Mavericks plus the 7. At tails, the Los Angeles Clippers.
Here we go.
Minus 7.
So
Betcoin's
Mavericks,
first
Clippers.
selection.
Here we go. Betcoin. It's going up.
Going up. Careful.
Shit. It's heads.
It's heads. So that's the Mavericks of Dallas. That's kind of what I like
good
to
for
hear.
us, Jeff. That's good for us
what
later
I
in
like
the
to
show.
hear. All right, but like
baby.
you said, it's not just a 1-game
No,
flip
3-game
for
flip.
Betcoin.
Here we go. What's the next game?
Number 2, Grizzlies plus 8.5. Heads. Jazz at home minus the 8.5. Tails.
Here we go.
Flip it. Do it, baby. Yep. It's tails. It's tails. So the Utah Jazz. Utah minus 8.5. All right, one more for
These
Betcoin.
are locks, by the way, guys. You're tuning in at home.
Locks.
Betcoin has never lost. So
Cold.
Not encouraging you, but I'm just letting you know factual information. Bitcoin goes down, Betcoin goes up. That's just how it works. Here we go.
Exactly.
Producer
Lakers
John
minus
just quit
2.
his job.
Lakers minus 2. Heads.
Here we go.
Suns plus 2. Tails.
Tails. Okay, Lakers, Suns. Here we go.
It's tails.
Tails again.
So the Phoenix Suns plus the 2.
Boom. That's
right,
it.
So Dallas plus 7. Utah minus 8.5. Phoenix plus 2. There we go. Thank you, Betcoin. Let's get to the results of our cards.
Please.
Before we get into our new cards. And, well, what a surprise. Another rough week. Let's pull up my results.
Yeah, take a look at Jeff. He's really been crushing lately.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Spurs was a push against the Grizzlies. It was not a loss. Don't worry. It was not a loss. It was a push. Plus the 4 against the Grizzlies. Hopefully you guys got on plus 4.5 later in the day, but we won't count it as a win, I guess. Producer John and his stupid rules. Warriors plus the 4.5 with Lakers versus the Lakers. We were aligned with Betcoin there. Mavs at plus 300 for the series looks pretty good.
Not bad.
I mean, they are up 1 game. Nuggets
Not bad.
are tied with the Trailblazers 1-1. The PGA was a disaster.
Awful.
Just terrible for us both. I had Spieth, I had Fitzpatrick, I had Leishman, I had Daniel Berger to make the top 10. He barely made the cut.
Did any of Spieth made the cut? The rest did not. Right?
No, Fitzpatrick did.
Oh, he did.
Fitzpatrick
Okay.
did, but
Okay.
I mean, it was all a mess. What were you up to?
I don't know. Pull me up. I know I had a losing week. I didn't follow Betcoin's results. There we go. I had the parlay of the Giants and the Reds. That did not come through.
No.
The money line. Lightning versus, I called them the Carolina Panthers, but
bad
they're the
sign.
Florida Panthers. Wrong side of that one. I did win
Nailed
the
it.
Golden Knights money line.
What's your hockey philosophy again?
You got to put the puck in the net.
Okay.
And you have to stop your opponent from putting the puck in the net. It's very
gotcha.
simple.
I keep forgetting.
Hockey's the simplest game out there. By the way, they don't like scoring in hockey. I realize that. There's
They
not a lot of
don't
scoring.
like
No,
scoring.
there's no scoring. It's like soccer. Nobody scores anything. Just like
They
there's
score
1,
more
2,
than soccer.
2-1 games. The over-unders are 5. I mean, how do you watch? Anyway, let's move on. Dustin Johnson did not win the PGA
No, he did
Championship.
not.
Failed.
No.
Tony Finau, he may never win again.
No.
Kevin Kistner was the
Good
biggest
start.
bust. The guy
Yeah.
plays there every single day. Did not make the cut. He was 5 over through 5 holes on day 1. Let's move on.
Let's take a look
Let's
at the
move on.
tracker.
Tracker.
And the tracker does have to include my Edmonton Oilers to win the Stanley Cup bet. They lost the first round in 4 games.
I'm not betting hockey
So
ever
just they
again,
lost
except for my
in 4
futures
games,
bet on
yeah.
the Golden Knights at 4-1 to win the cup. I'm going to watch the cup, Jeff, but never
you
again.
have tumbled. You were up like 10 or 11 units,
Well,
and you're
it's
up
been
less than a unit.
It's because of the coin. I haven't been following the coin.
Yeah,
That all
Betcoin,
changes.
look at that, plus 3.9 units. Betcoin, the superstar of this program. All right, let's get to our cards. I will start with
Yeah.
Going hockey. The Predators plus 170 against the Hurricanes. Don't know much about these teams. What I did see today was that everybody is clicking on the Hurricanes.
Nope.
I'm going to fade. I want to be aligned with the sports book on this one.
Stop betting
Give
hockey,
me
Jeff.
the Predators. Give me the Mavs. Plus 7. That's disrespectful after that Game 1 performance. That's a line that I don't understand. We'll see some more Kawhi on Luka Doncic. We'll also see a lot more switching, though, off of pick and rolls where Kawhi won't be available. I think the Mavericks could thrive once again in Game 2, but again, I'm very biased. 76ers minus the 8. I thought they outplayed the Wizards in the second half significantly. Just a ton of missed free throws by Ben Simmons. Only reason they didn't cover there. Jazz, good bounce back spot for the Jazz, and I think that is aligned with Betcoin as well. Yes, it is. So that is my
What do you mean, Ed? We flipped that one?
Yeah, we flipped that
Oh.
one. Yeah. Were you here?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's see what I bet. I think I'm on the other side. I didn't touch that game. Baseball, tipping off. Well, tipping off? Whatever. First pitch is
not
being
tipping
thrown out in
off,
a little
yeah.
over an hour. I got the Red Sox at home,
the
even
Sox,
money
yeah.
against the Braves. I don't know, Jeff. Red Sox are looking pretty good. They're kind of underrated right now in the division. It's ridiculous. I think they can win.
Big Poppy.
Also with you, Big Poppy.
Yeah.
Also with you on the Mavericks plus 7 against the Clippers. It is disrespectful. They won the game outright. They dominated Game 1.
Yeah.
They're going to come back and do it again day 2. Luka shows up for the playoffs when he's not limping around like little limpy Luka. He's out there making buckets. The guy shows up at the biggest stage at the right time.
Yes,
Mavericks are
that's
making a
what he
run.
does.
I also like the Nets minus 9.5 against the Celtics. They're going to get blown out. The Nets are going to beat the crap out of the Celtics. There's no doubt about it in my brain. The Suns, I've got them plus 2 against the Lakers as well, Jeff. So I'm against. No, I'm with Betcoin. I'm with Betcoin on that one.
You're
Betcoin
with
also has
Betcoin
the
on
Suns.
2.
Yeah.
We're both with Betcoin on 2
That's right.
games, so that is probably good news for us. So maybe for once you shouldn't fade us.
Probably going to win.
I don't know. That does it for today's show. Once again, we thank Tom Dwan for joining us. We thank you all for joining us. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Click that follow button. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
On Twitch, click that like button. On Facebook, we very much appreciate it. We will be here next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Same time.
Same place.
Yeah, that's what we do. He's Brent Hanks. I'm Jeff Platt. Thanks so much to our crew. Thanks to you guys. We'll see you next week.